Anthony Hartwig here with a Canfield softball player profile. I am joined by one of their eight wonderful seniors in Haley Freedy. Haley, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
You got it. Senior year, we said it. What's it like to deal with all the emotions and the last that senior year can bring? Last home game, last time you play this team, last time you do this, last time you do that. What's that been like to navigate all that?
It's definitely very emotional. It's sad but exciting at the same time. And I'm just so happy that I can share the moments with all of the girls that I've grown up playing with.
And you get to share these moments with eight wonderful seniors. What's it like being part of such a big senior class? Eight of you. They all have different leadership qualities. What's that like being part of such a big senior group?
Well, it's definitely great because we're all leaders and we all have great chemistry. So whenever, we're behind in a game or anything, we're so great at just picking everybody up because we are so close.
You just had senior night. What was it like to kind of feel those emotions and to realize that like the number of games are kind of starting to dwindle down in your season?
Yeah, we were talking about that and we were saying how it's very sad, but at the same time, we know that, we need to make the most of it and cherish all the moments that we have.
You're making the most of it so far this year. You have had a very successful season, especially at the plate. What
Hmm.
has been working so well for you inside that batter's box, going up against a lot of really good pitching?
I feel like this year I just have a great amount of confidence that I haven't had in years past. And yeah, so.
This year was your first opportunity to be a consistent starter on the varsity level and to really play a major impact on this team. What's that been like for you stepping into that role for the first time and to really, like we said before, have all the confidence and success that you've been having?
I was really excited that this year I could start because I always felt like I was a good batter, but I wasn't really given a chance to show what I could do. So the fact that I can just make it happen this year for my team just makes me so happy. I'm adding to the team. So
You're definitely making the most out of your opportunity. When you were kind of told, maybe in the off season, right before the season started, hey, you're gonna be given that opportunity. You're gonna be in the starting lineup. You're gonna have that chance. What were some of the things that were going through your mind? First game, first couple weeks. What were the emotions like?
well, I knew that I had to prove myself because you never are guaranteed a spot. You always have to work the hardest that you can. So this year I was just like, this is my last year. I'm gonna make the most of it. I'm gonna prove myself and keep my spot. So.
We talked about the leadership on this team. How would you describe your leadership qualities and the things that you bring to this team on the leadership scale?
I hope that I always am showing the underclassmen and also all the seniors that attitude is the most important thing.
Who are some seniors in the past, or maybe leaders, even have to be seniors, but leaders that you've been able to grow up with that have showed you how to be a leader that you kind of lean on when now it's your turn to be a leader?
Bridget Kelly was always so great at getting chants started, and she would always get the dugout so hyped. So we knew that when she left, all the seniors had a spot to fill with that, and I feel like we've been doing a great job at it so far.
Next year, when we ask one of the leaders that same question and we ask them about what it was like being on a team with you and what kind of things you taught them about being a leader, what would you hope their answer would be?
I hope their answer would be that attitude makes the difference of everything, and that you have to continually work hard at everything that you do, and the small things matter most.
Coach Mike Kernan comes into this program for his first year at Canfield. What's it been like being under him? What has he kind of brought to this team, and how much have you treasured this season with Coach Kernan?
It's been so great. He is such a great fit to be our coach, and I feel like this year it's just been great because he's competitive and he's intense, but he also cares for us and is just so excited to be there. And it's just great to have a great leader, a coach.
And this season has been a whirlwind for you guys, and you haven't lost too much. When did you guys start to realize like this was something really special? You guys were putting together something really good, and maybe that extra motivation that something really good was about to happen.
Yeah, well, when we started making things happen in the plate offensively and defensively, we started just to do great. We knew that this season was going to be special and we were going to make it happen. And all of the talent that is on our team is such a great blessing. So.
You get to play defense behind one of the best pitchers and not just the area but the state in
Hmm.
Melena Toth. What's it like to kind of watch her work out there, usually in left field? We saw you at shortstop last night, but usually in left field. What's it like to kind of be behind her and to play defense behind someone that is so good?
Milena is a great and such a humble player, but we always have to make sure that we can't let her do all the work, that we need to be doing our job too and staying focused. So, yeah, just a focused mindset, even when she is pitching and doing so great.
I mean, when she gets into those grooves and she's striking out, 10, 11, 12 batters in a row, is it hard to stay engaged and stay focused?
Yeah, it definitely is.
What are some things that you do, not just in those moments, but also throughout a game, maybe before a game, to get yourself in the right mindset, to get yourself focused and locked in?
I feel like before the coach always gives us a little pep talk, which is nice. And I also get to lead the team in prayer, which is great because I feel like asking for the Lord's strength and just praying about how much we're thankful for all the talent that we have just really gets us ready and the right mindset.
You talked about the confidence you have this year and how much it's raised you. I mean, you just said you get to lead the team in prayer, which means obviously your faith is a big aspect of it. How much do you think has your faith helped you become confident this year as a senior?
Oh, it's definitely all of it. The Lord helps me through everything that I'm doing. He is my strength. And it gives me comfort because I know that it's not me out there that's playing, but it's Him playing through me and helping me in all of the moments when they're hard and when they're easy.
I gotta ask you. Usually we don't do time sensitive questions on these interviews, but man, last night, senior night, you get the inside the park home run. We asked you about it in the post game interview. Now you've had time to decompress and think about it. What was that moment like for that not just to happen to you, but also happen to you on senior night at that in that moment in that crowd in that atmosphere? What was that like for you?
It was so exciting. And hearing the crowd just when I hit that, hit it, it was just so exciting. And I was rounding second. Coach was telling me to continue to go. And I thought I was going to have to stop at third, but I got to go home. So it was great.
One of the things that I love about this softball team is the family atmosphere it has. I can tell how close you guys are together. What are some things off the field that you guys do to build chemistry and to build team bonding?
We always go out to eat together. We love to go to Chick-fil-A after our games. Or like this morning when our game got canceled, we went to Bob Evans and we just have a good relationship all around and we see each other a lot in school. Obviously we go to the same school, but we have the same classes together, so it's great.
This year, you guys were able to go to Myrtle Beach as well. What did that trip do for not just this team on the softball field, but this team off the field as well?
Yeah, it was so much fun because this year was my first year, all of the seniors' first year, and it was so special and we did great too, so it was fun.
How was it trying to balance, the fun vacation aspect of going to the beach, but also like the serious, like you had a serious competition on the softball field that you had to focus up for. What was it like balancing those two things?
Yeah, it was definitely hard. In the morning when we had to wake up really early, we're like, ah. But then we were on the field, we just forgot about waking up early and just played, and it was just so exciting and thrilling.
Senior year means we have to look towards your future and things that you're going to do after graduation. I know you're planning on playing college at the next level. Don't want to take that moment away from you. So, for those of you people that don't know, why don't you tell them where you're going to be the next 4 years and where you're going to continue your career?
So I'm going to be going to Mount Vernon Nazarene University. It's a small school close to Columbus. It's about 2.5 hours away from here, and I just fell in love with it as soon as I got there. So.
What were some of the things that you fell in love with? What were some of the reasons that you wanted to be there and to continue your not just your academic but also your athletic career there?
Yeah, so my travel coach told me about the college because I was looking to play somewhere and I wasn't really sure where. And I went there to practice with the team, and the girls right away were so friendly and they were so inclusive. And I just really felt at home and like those girls could be long lasting relationships for me. And also, the practice was really intense and challenging, and that's what I thrive off of. I loved it. So it just felt like the perfect fit.
When you look at things that you want to use that college for as far as career goals and things that you want to see yourself doing after college and as a job, what path do you want to take?
I would like to be a speech pathologist.
What is it? Is it there something about your life experiences that has driven you towards that goal? Is there something that made you interested in that career?
Honestly, not particularly. I just knew that I love to help people, and I feel like language is such an important thing. It's how we communicate. So I felt like it would really add to society.
All right, when talking about this team that you're going to be on next year, you talked about the practices and how hard they were and how much you thrive off of hard practices. Take us through a Canfield practice and how Coach Kernan is able to make it hard and give you that ability to thrive in practice at Canfield like you do, like you're going to do in college.
Yeah, our practices are great. So usually we'll split up. We'll do infield and outfield, and then we'll switch. And he never hits it soft to us. It's always hard, so we're always prepared.
When you think about some of the things that you're going to miss about this softball program after you graduate and some of your favorite memories that you've been able to gather with this softball program, what comes to mind?
I'm definitely gonna miss the girls. I'm really sad that I have to leave that team. I've never been on a team that I feel so close with, so that'll definitely be hard.
What are you going to miss the most about just the Canfield school system and being part of this community that you've been a part of for the last 4 years and the people that you get to see not just on the softball field, but in the classroom as well?
Yeah, the Canfield is a smaller school, and I feel like we all know each other. And I don't know, I can't imagine myself not walking through those halls every day, but I know that the next chapter of my life is going to be important.
Last year, this team got to a district championship, went to regionals, fell in regionals. What have you seen from the hunger from the girls that were on that varsity team last year and the drive that they've shown to all of you guys that are, kind of new to the consistent starting in the varsity level to get back to that point and take that next step and hopefully get to Firestone Stadium?
Yeah, this year we knew that we had to work harder than we did before, and we had to be sharper and come in with a totally different mindset of taking one game at a time. And that's what we've done this year, and that's what we're going to continue to do.
When you were talking about picking a college, you talked about your travel coaches, and obviously you've played travel ball over the years as well as at Canfield. What did that do to help you really be confident this year, being able to compete against really good varsity softball players during the summer in the travel ball area?
Yeah, well, I've had a lot of different coaches, and they've taught me a lot throughout the years that I've definitely taken with me to play where I am today. So it's just been so helpful learning from different coaches and all of the experiences that I've had with them. It's just really helped me for this year.
When you think of all those different coaches that you've been able to have, what's it been like to be coached by so many different people, so many different philosophies, so many different mindsets?
Yeah, I just not you just take what works best for you, and you're always having a mindset of learning more. I had a great coach, Bob Smith. He taught me a lot of what I do today about bunting and running the bases. He was always really aggressive on the bases, and that's just helped me become a better athlete today.
Let's talk about you a little bit off the field before we let you go. What is your favorite post-game celebration meal after a big win?
um, Probably ribs. I love
Ribs? That's a unique answer. I mean, you mean you're going out to a rib house after a big win?
Yes, I am.
Are you a messy ribs or like not that messy?
Oh, I definitely am messy.
Messy, love it. What about inside the dugout? What are some of your favorite dugout snacks to have during a game?
Seeds, obviously. I love seeds. And then we'll have, oh, Coach brings us like this huge box of snacks that have like airheads, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And he always tells us like if you need refills, tell us. So we're always snacking on those. But probably, oh, there's fruit strips. I really love the fruit strips that we have.
Fruit strips. That's good. Okay, lock it in, Coach Kernan. Gotta always
Yeah.
bring the fruit strips for Haley.
Yeah.
When you think about some of your superstitions that you might have in the softball world, some routines that you might want to stick to every day, do you have any of those?
Um, Usually, well, the prayer, I always pray before I go out in the field. I always like to have my hair done, something instead of just putting it in a ponytail. I like to have it braided or something. I don't know, it gets me ready. If I look good, I play good, I feel like.
It's an important question. Who does the hair on the team? Who's the team stylist?
Taylor Morrison always does my hair, and Emma Campbell, too. A mixture of both of them.
You gotta have it. Yeah, those are important roles. What about music? What kind of music gets you into that right mindset before a game?
I really like the song Everybody Talks by Neon Trees and Blurred Lines, which is my walk up song. So, songs like those.
How'd you pick your walk-up song? I mean, I knew that was probably something that you mulled over for a little bit. What made you decide to use that as a walk-up song?
Honestly, Taylor Morrison had like this big playlist of songs, and I listened to a lot of them, and I was like, "This is the one. This pumps me up."
Just knew it as soon as you heard it, right?
Yeah.
What about teachers in Canfield? That's what I want to ask about your education in Canfield. Have there been any teachers in the high school that have kind of impacted your journey and helped you through what I'm sure has been a tough academic 4 years at the high school?
I have this one math teacher, Miss Stouffer. She's always so encouraging, and she really cares about her students and not just getting to the classroom and like learning. She like really gets real with you, and she's just been an inspiration for me.
Also, want to ask you about your family and how important they are to you before we let you go. Obviously, everyone has a family and everyone has, things that make them unique. What do you think it is about your family that makes them kind of unique and special to you?
My dad and my mom are both really encouraging, and whenever I start to get down on myself, my dad always tells me to take that attitude and throw it out the door right away, and to just never give up. I feel like he's instilled a lot of grit in me, and yeah.
All right, Haley, before we let you go, I want to give you the chance to give anyone else in your life or any of your other support system a shout out and let them know what they mean to you. And I'll give you the time to do that now.
Bob Smith was my travel ball coach for a long time, and he's given me the solid skills that I have. Coach Kernan, obviously, I love him as a coach today. My dad and my mom and my grandparents who show up my games every single game.
All right, Haley, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. We wish you the best of luck your senior year, and we look forward to talking again real soon.
Thank you so much.